Cat Book for Kids, Diary of a Wimpy Cat, Adventure Stories for Kids. Written by Jeff Child. Narrated by John H. Feskins. Introduction. Casper and Isabel are a cat couple. They have been dating for several months and seem to be happy, but they're not. The more Casper finds out about his girlfriend's manipulative side, the more he understands he needs to break away from this relationship as fast as possible. Isabel wants a certain kind of rocks to decorate her little home, but she asks Casper impossible things in order to get them. Will Casper give in and give her what she wants, or will he stand up for what is right and draw the line? Hurry up and listen to what these two cats are up to. Chapter 1. Compassion. I am writing a diary to show everyone what happened between my girlfriend and I. She had a way of bending the truth, but I trust that the ones who read this go with their instincts and don't fall for her awful lies. I am Casper, and I am a cat. My girlfriend's name just happened to start with a J as well. Perfect, right? We were the perfect couple, or so it appeared to everyone else. Other cats in the alleys were a little jealous of us. We always walked around together and didn't leave each other often. At first, all seemed right. Isabel was a fun, exciting, and adventurous cat. She would take me to streets I had never been to and would sneak into yards with me where there were dogs, only to be chased by them and run for our lives afterwards. Then we would shut the gate to the fence and feel relieved, laughing loudly and sensing the adrenaline rush through our bodies. It was always new and surprising, which I thought was a good thing. But Isabel became more demanding. She asked me several times to steal some fish from the docks where the laborers were hauling in the nets and crates. I always refused, but she had a way of being pushy without having the appearance of being the bad person. Our relationship wasn't what I hoped it would be. Trust, loyalty, and honesty were not the characteristics that typified it. "Hey, lovely kitty," she said one day. "I came up with this thing, and don't ask me where I got it, but I just did, and I would love for you to get it for me." "Okay," I said. "I am listening. What is it?" "I want you to get a few rocks of emerald ore, which are decorative mineral rocks." "What do you need those for?" I wanted to know. "What does it matter?" she said with a smile as she turned the other way. "Well, I know those rocks are not easy to get, so I want to know what I am doing it for." "Just decorations," she said. "You've seen my home. It's a dump. I live in an alley with 5 other cats, and I just want to stand out. I want to show them that my home can look beautiful." "So you want to make them jealous?" I asked. "Not really. I just thought—" Then the crying began. "I just thought it wouldn't be too much to ask after my mother died." I was dumbfounded. I had never even heard her talk about her mother anymore. I wanted to know more about this sudden disappearance of a family member in her life. "Your mother?" I asked. "I thought you didn't even know who your mother was." "Are you saying that I am lying?" she asked angrily. No, it's just you've never mentioned her before," I assured her. "I did," she said. "I guess you forgot, but that's okay. Anyway, she died 2 days ago. I just didn't say anything because I was so upset. I was heartbroken. I couldn't talk about it." She cried again. I came closer and put my paw around her. "It's okay," I said. "She's in a better place." She looked at me and yelled, "It's not okay. How can you say that? My mother just died, and now I have nothing to comfort me." Seeing the emotional state she was in, I didn't have the guts to say, "You have me, don't you?" I didn't. I kept my mouth shut because before I knew it, she gave me the ultimate solution to her problem. "The only thing that will make me feel better," she began, "is those emerald rocks. If you could just go get them for me, I would be happy." And there it was. This is what I had to do. Find the emerald rocks. Chapter 2. Guilty Feelings. So that's where my adventure started, searching for a few stupid emerald rocks to comfort my girlfriend because her mother had died, or so she said. I found the whole story a little sketchy, but I wasn't going to talk back to her. How could I? I went to my friends, some of the other cats in the back alleys of the village. When I arrived in their street, they noticed I was a little worried. What's going on? They asked. Isabel wants emerald ore rocks or something, I said. I don't know where to get them. Do you have any ideas? Oh, you don't want to get those, one of the cats, whose name was Oreo, said. Why? Are they dangerous? Ha ha! Not the rocks themselves. No, emerald rocks are completely harmless. It's not like they're poisonous or something. Then what's the problem? I inquired. Monsters, was the answer. What do you mean? I asked. I've never really left this town. What are you talking about? Do you know what lies beyond that mountain over there? The Oreo asked. Like I said, I've never left town. When you go past that mountain, he continued, you enter the Green Valley, and that's where it's swarming with the green explosive monsters. How many? I asked. No idea. Dozens, maybe hundreds. I wouldn't go there if I were you. Tell your girlfriend she needs to have a back alley home without those decorative rocks. I got a little concerned. I thanked Oreo for his good advice and returned to my own street. That's where I saw Isabel again. She was chasing a mouse. I can't get the emerald block for you, I said. I'm sorry. It's too dangerous. Why? She asked. The rocks are located in the green hills beyond the mountain, and one of my friends, Oreo, says that there are lots of monsters there. I don't want to explode into bits. It's just not worth it. Are you saying that I am not worth it? She asked. Do you not consider me worthy? No, that's not what I am saying, I said. Oh, okay, so you don't want to risk anything to make me happy, is that it? No, that's not it either. Then she squinted her eyes and said, I know what it is. You're afraid. You're just a scared little kitten. You don't have the slightest bit of courage. That's it, isn't it? I sighed. I didn't have anything to say against that. I guessed she was right. Maybe I was just being a wimp, and this was the time to show what I was made of. I looked at her and looked at the mountain in the background. Fine, I said. I'll go. I will try to get you some of those emerald rocks. Yay, she said, and she started purring. Go get them, tiger. I left, distraught and confused as of what to do to get those rocks. I didn't want to die, but I didn't want to disappoint her either. I left town for the first time and looked back at the peaceful village, secluded and away from the dangers beyond the said mountain. After an hour of walking, I came to the other side. It was quite the climb, but I managed to get myself over there. Then I looked and could hardly believe my eyes. I saw beautiful rolling hills. They were green and brown, depending on whether there was grass or just sand. But between those lovely blades of grass were creatures roaming the earth. They were green monsters, and I knew they could come running at me if they noticed me, charged with electrical energy and ready to explode in my face. Not exactly the way I wanted to die, 9 lives or not. Then I saw something I wanted more than anything. Well, I didn't want it, but I knew Isabel wanted it, so I wanted it so I could give her what she wanted. Does that make sense? I saw the emerald rocks. They were scattered across the field. What a strange phenomenon. I wondered how they ended up there in the first place. Maybe some weird erosion or other archaeological process the rocks had been going through in history. I had to have one, at least one. I knew she asked for more, but one would be enough to show my courage, which she had expressed her doubts about. So I snuck into the field, hiding behind a tree occasionally. I was a cat, so if I wanted to climb the tree, it would help me escape those evil monsters as a last resort. I came closer and closer. I had almost reached the emerald block, and I knew I could just pick it up and transport it. The explosive monsters were calm. They hadn't noticed me yet. I was about to grab the emerald block, but then one of them saw me. "Yeah!" it screamed, coming at me with great speed. I jumped aside and watched the green monster explode into a rock. This alerted the others. I watched in fear for a second or two, while more than 50 monsters looked at me and started moving towards me as fast as they could. "Meow," I said as I picked up the emerald ore and transported it on my back. The monsters were chasing me. I couldn't outrun them for much longer, so I climbed the tree all the way to the top. It didn't help me, though, because some of the monsters ran into the tree and made it explode. Because of that, I held on for life while the tree fell over and made me fall to the ground. Luckily, I landed on my feet, but the emerald block was destroyed. "No!" I yelled. Monsters were still coming from everywhere. It would be unwise to take my chances here any longer. I had to leave without my desired treasure. It was a disappointment, but my life was in danger. I knew better than to stick around while dozens of green monsters were running towards me. I ran, faster than before because of the emerald block I had to leave behind, the emerald block that had been blown into 1,000 pieces. I climbed the wall and ran around the mountain without looking back. When I stopped to catch my breath, I glanced around me and noticed that they didn't follow me. Apparently, they couldn't climb, so the fact that I could had saved my life. "Now to bring my sweetie the bad news," I mumbled. I wasn't looking forward to it. I arrived at the village and went straight to what she called her home. I knocked on one of the wooden boards leaning next to it and asked if she was there. She came out and saw me without the emerald ore. Her facial expression changed instantly from curious to furious. "Where is the emerald block?" she demanded to know. "Well, you see, I had it, but then the tree exploded and the monsters were after me." "And you didn't even go back to get another one? What kind of a coward are you?" At first, I tried to answer her question, but then it sunk into my brain that it was just a rhetorical question and that she didn't want an answer. She continued her raging lecture. "You don't care about me, do you? You don't care if I am happy? I already lost my mother, and now I can't even live in a pretty home. I have nothing, and you don't even grant me the simple pleasure of an emerald block. Just one emerald block. How can that be so hard? I'm not happy, and it's all your fault. Now go and leave me alone." Well, that could have gone better. I left her and felt miserable. I had failed, blaming myself. Chapter 3. Seduction. Her next strategy to get what she wanted, and I didn't realize it until way later that this was so manipulative as well, was to seduce me. She knew I was a sucker for fish, and she also knew exactly how to touch my weak spot. I mean, what is a cat going to do when he is confronted with some of the best food in the world? I didn't know where she got it, and later I just thought she had stolen it. But she brought it over and put it in front of me. It was a big bass from the river, and it smelled delicious. "Here," she said when she came to the alley I was hanging out with the other cats. I saw the bass. The smells were tempting, and I wanted to eat it so badly, but I knew there was a catch. Not a fish as a catch, but a trick to make me do something. I had been around her for a while now, and I knew she wanted something from me. "If you want the fish, you will have to get that emerald block for me," she said. "I know you can do it, and the fish will be your reward. I am even willing to let you eat it before you go, as a sign of trust." I looked at her and sighed. "You're offering me food and asking death in return," I said. "I already told you that I won't go back to that creepy valley with the green monsters. It's simply too dangerous, and it's just a stupid emerald block. Who cares?" "But it's nice and yummy," she said again, shoving the fish a little closer to me. "Come on, you know you want it. A handsome cat like you could use a good meal. What do you say, big boy? Want to eat the fish?" She was licking her lips while saying it to me, trying to sound as appealing and seductive as she could. I knew that this was my one weakness: fish. I glanced at the bass. I almost started drooling, but I didn't give in. "No is no," I said firmly. "Quit bothering me with your request." She blew off some steam. She was furious again. She didn't get her way, and she couldn't take it. "Fine," she finally said. She picked up the fish and walked away. I felt better, even though my stomach was growling. The fact that I put my paw down was a victory to me. I had been such a pushover lately, and tried to please this sly cat so many times that I was actually a little surprised that I had it in me. The other cats in the alley were staring at me. They had been following the entire process from the moment she brought in the delicious bass. But they were smiling. They were proud of me. Some of them were nodding, and others were holding up their paws to show their respect. "Way to go, buddy," one of the cats said. "Show her who is boss," another said. It made me think. I didn't want to be bossy or dominant, but I had to draw the line somewhere. Putting my life down the line for an ornament or a pretty green block just wasn't going to cut it. But she wasn't done. She had another plan. Chapter 4. Victim. The next day, another drama was going on. I didn't know what really happened until I talked to the other cats in the alley. When I arrived, it was already too late. The fight was there. I came into the alley after the usual night's rest, still rubbing my eyes and yawning. It was early, and I wasn't in the mood for anything weird. But my relationship was going to be another pain in the tail. They were hissing at each other and scratching each other's fur, my girlfriend and Oreo. I didn't want to take sides because Oreo was my friend. I loved Isabel, but I arrived at the scene after it had already started, so I couldn't figure out by their testimonies which of them had begun. Oreo whacked her to the ground and she screeched loudly, "Wow!" Then Oreo walked away and gave me a stern look as to tell me to get rid of her. I was shocked. I had never seen Oreo this angry before. I went to Isabel and helped her up. "Ouch! Ow, ow, ow! It hurts so much," she said. "Look, he scratched me up on this side, and over here it's bleeding." "Yes, it doesn't look good," I said, "but it doesn't look that bad either." "Are you kidding?" she asked. "I am hurting all over. You don't know how I feel." Okay, I said, rolling my eyes when she wasn't looking. "Oh, it hurts, she said again. I was really getting tired of her little show. I empathized with her, but there was nothing I could do about it. Or was there? When she was done complaining, she looked me in the eyes and asked, "I feel terrible. Could you please cheer me up? You love me, don't you?" Yes, I do. What would you like me to do?" "Please just get the emerald ore block for me. I am only asking for one little block to decorate my home. It would make me feel a lot better. Please, pretty, please." There we went again. I didn't know how many times I had to say it. No means no, doesn't it? I almost gave in. I saw that she was bleeding and that she was hurt. I really felt for her, but I still didn't think getting an emerald block would solve the problem. It would make her happy for a little while, and then the drama would start all over again. Besides, how much would she enjoy life if I would be dead because of some monster? At that moment, I started to doubt if she even cared about me. She saw right through me. It was scary, as if she could read my thoughts or something, because at that moment she asked, "You know I care about you, don't you? I wouldn't send you out there if I didn't believe that you could do it. You are so brave. I am convinced that you can get me one of those rocks. Out of all cats, I admire you the most." "I know," I said, "but I just don't think it's worth the risk." "But it's not that dangerous," she said. "Yes, it is. I am done talking about it." She began to cry, but my patience was gone. I patted her on the back and left the alley, after which I saw Oreo standing there, right in front of me. He didn't look pleased to see me, and he was about to tell me why. "What just happened over there?" I asked. "You scratched her up a lot. She's got wounds on both sides of her tail and on her belly." "Don't just believe everything you see," Oreo said. "She did that to herself. I don't know why. Maybe just to convince you that she was pitiful, so that you would feel for her and get her the emerald ore. Or maybe so she could turn you against me." "Wait, what? She injured herself? Why would she do that?" "Like I said, I don't know. But she attacked me first when she saw that you were coming. You better be careful with that girl. I don't trust her." "How do I know you're speaking the truth?" I asked. "Come on, you know me. The question is, how well do you know her? Anyway, I have to go." As soon as he left, Isabel was standing behind me. "Why were you talking to him?" she asked. "No reason. He was talking to me." "Well, don't believe what he said. He attacked me first." "He says you attacked him," I insisted. "Are you saying that I'm lying?" she asked. "Because if that's the case, we might as well break up right now. If we want this relationship to work, you'll have to trust me." I just told her what she wanted to hear, and I am glad I was so good at hiding it. "I trust you. Oreo is probably lying," I said. "I think you should break all contact with him. He is trying to turn you against me. I don't know why. Maybe he's jealous. You shouldn't see him anymore." Sounds about right, I said, but inside, I secretly believed Oreo was right. Chapter 5. The Bribe. The next day she had a different strategy. I guess I should have given her some points for being so determined, and maybe one for creativity. To this day, I still don't understand what was so special about those emerald rocks. I didn't even think they looked that pretty. But perhaps it was just a game to her. Perhaps she was just trying to see if she could win, if she could convince me to do anything for her. The night had been hard. I didn't sleep very well, since the rainy weather only allows alley cats to find shelter in a limited number of places. I had been sleeping under a box, and it had been leaking a little bit. Isabel came to me with a serious face. I was still waking up, but what she said woke me up faster. "I know where to get an emerald block," she said. "What? Where?" "One of the other cats has one. He is willing to trade it with me." Wow, that's good news. I was happy to finally get this whole ordeal over with and get her the stupid emerald block she had been begging me for. So I wanted to know immediately what we could trade it for. "I have a golden pickaxe," she said. "What? Where did you get one of those? That's a rare item." "I received it from a man in a rich house. He was very generous." "Really? Interesting." "See," she said, while showing me the pickaxe in her little cat house. "You're right, that's amazing," I said. "Maybe I should go beg at some rich people's houses as well." "Yes, it was really strange. All I did was meowing a little, and then the guy opened the door and gave me this golden pickaxe." "That's weird." "I know, right? But that's exactly what happened." "Okay, well, I don't care how we got it. We can go and trade it for the emerald block, I guess." "Okay, let's go." Chapter 6. No Thanks. We went to the cats she had mentioned. He was a cat with an owner. His name was Delphi, and he lived in a fancy home with enough food to take care of him for the rest of his life. That's what I noticed, at least, and it became even more apparent when I saw how fat he was. "How's it going?" Delphi asked. "Relatively good," I said. "My girlfriend here says you have an emerald block, and that you're willing to trade it for a golden pickaxe." "That's correct," the fat cat said. "Here it is," Isabel said, while shoving the pickaxe forward. "Can I have the emerald block now?" "Hold on a minute," Delphi said. "Let me check if this is real." He looked at the pickaxe thoroughly. He turned it around and moved it to each side, sniffing it and touching it. Then he raised his eyebrows. "Oh," he said. "What? What is it?" I asked. "This golden pickaxe belongs to Mr. Gold," he said. "So? Why does that matter?" "Mr. Gold collects gold. I don't know if he had that last name to begin with or if he changed his name into Mr. Gold, but he is obsessed with the stuff. See? It has his initials. Everyone in the neighborhood here knows about him. Would you mind explaining me how you got this pickaxe?" Isabel looked the other way. She didn't feel like answering that question, so I did it for her. She said that he gave it to her, so maybe he was just in a good mood. Delphi laughed. "Ha ha ha! That's the biggest nonsense I have ever heard. Mr. Gold isn't generous. He never gives anything away. Why do you think he is so rich? The only way I could see you ending up with this item is if you stole it. Did you steal it?" "No," Isabel said, while fidgeting with her paws. "You have to get better at lying, kitty. I can smell trouble from miles away, and this golden pickaxe is trouble. I am not going to be involved in this. Get yourself another cat who isn't afraid of Mr. Gold." "This is ridiculous," Isabel said. "Don't accuse me of stealing. How dare you? Come on, Casper. You know I don't steal." "Actually, sometimes you do," I said. "You've tried to convince me to steal fish with you so many times that I don't know what to think anymore." She was offended, but she didn't know what to say to that, so she walked away. Chapter 7. We're done. The other cats were there in the alley, and I was talking to them. They heard all about the lies. They heard all about the theft, the lies, and the manipulation. "You have to ditch that girl, Casper," Oreo said. Yeah, she has been nothing but trouble, one of my other friends said. I have to admit that there has been some friction between us, I admitted. But I have been with her for quite a while. I don't want to break up with her. It's necessary, Oreo said. She's been lying to you, turning you against your friends, and stealing from people. She's a dirty cat. Well, she cleans herself regularly, I said. I always see her licking her paws and stuff. I mean dirty in the sense of dirty little liar, Oreo explained. What would her mother say if she heard all this stuff she's been doing? I corrected him. Newsflash, Oreo. Her mother is dead. She died not too long ago. He looked astonished and leaned backwards. Is that what she told you? He asked. Of course. Why would she not tell me about her mother's death? He sighed. That's another lie. Her mother lives 5 rocks away from here. Do you want me to show you? I couldn't believe my pointy cat ears. She must have told me that just to make me feel sorry for her and get her the emerald block. My patience was gone. I had had it with Isabel. Suddenly, I didn't care how much I had loved her in the past. No, you don't have to show me, I said after a few seconds. I think I believe you anyway. I know what I have to do. Determined to get a better life by ending this thing we had, whether you can call it a loving relationship or not, I jumped onto a trash can and leapt onto a low roof. After that, I hurried to her home and jumped down. Ah, Casper, how are you? Isabel asked when she saw me. I don't know, I said. Ask your mom. What? What are you talking about? I think you know perfectly well what I am talking about, I claimed. And I don't even want to hear your explanation anymore. But we're done. It's over, out, finished, finito, gone. Find yourself another cat to manipulate. I walked away. I heard her yell behind me that I should give her another chance and that she wanted to have kittens with me. And did I hear it right? Was she telling me that she didn't need the emerald block anymore? Oh well, I didn't care. She was dishonest. I was so done with her. When I came home to my little corner under the cardboard box, I felt a sense of relief I hadn't felt in months. She was out of my life. I was free. I was released from her evil, treacherous grip. My buddies came to me and patted me on the shoulder. We set out to celebrate by chasing some mice in an old, deserted factory building. It was awesome. After some running around, one of my friends came to me with another cat next to him. Casper, I want you to meet Philona. She is new in the neighborhood and she wanted to get introduced to everyone. Philona looked really pretty. She was white and had soft fur and beautiful eyes. I was attracted to her immediately. Hi, Philona, I said. My name is Casper. Yes, I heard about you, she said. Really? I don't think we've ever met. Who told you about me? My sister, actually. She told me all about you. Funny. Who is your sister? Isabel. I swallowed and my eyes got bigger. The other cats noticed an anxious, fearful look on my face. I looked at Philona and looked at the guys. Then I just started running. No! I shouted. Stay away from me! The end. This has been Cat Book for Kids, Diary of a Wimpy Cat, Adventure Stories for Kids. Written by Jeff Child. Narrated by John H. Feskins. Copyright 2017 by Jeff Child. Production copyright 2017 by Jeff Child.